Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to live coverage of the first round of a brand new season. Welcome to the Club 100 iRacing Championships. The 2025-2026 season is upon us. First round of the season here at a new circuit for the championship as well. Navarra is our location for the first round of the season. Great to be with you once again. My name is Andrew Mather. I'll be your commentator for this evening's action. And it's potentially a record-breaking first round of the season as well. We've been running this championship since a certain year of 2020. We all know what happened back then. The world couldn't race for real, so we went to the Sims instead. And since then, the championship has grown and grown. It's awarded several drivers the chance to race in Club 100 in real life. Big thanks, of course, once again to Club 100 for their kind support of this championship. And once again, the drivers this season are going to be competing across 4 different categories for a great array of prizes. The top 3 classes, the Premier class, the Clubman class, the Intermediate class, they are all going to be competing for a chance to race in Club 100 for free for a race weekend next year. And the rookie class as well, joining in that one. All 4 classes then compete for a great array, a growing prize pot in the Club 100 iRacing ranks. As we say, first round of the season tonight. At the moment, we've just got some live practice going on for us. New drivers getting up to speed. And the reason why this potentially is going to be a record-breaking round 1 is we've had a staggering 45 drivers sign up for the full championship this year. So we may well go beyond, I think, last year's tally of 42 drivers on the grid for round 1. And we're going to be guiding you through all of the happenings across the course of tonight's timed qualifying session, which will start in less than 4 minutes' time. And then also the 3 races due for tonight as well. It's the classic format of MX5 racing that we've enjoyed from pretty much the very start of this championship. 3 times 25-minute races tonight. The grid for race number 1 will be set by the timed qualifying order. Race 2 will be the race result of race 1, and race 3 will be the result of race 2. A lot of new drivers tonight as well. Great to have a new set of drivers coming in, including quite a few drivers from the Cadet and Junior Championships. If you want to get on the grid, race 2, round 2 is in 2 weeks' time. That'll be our first GT3 round of the season. Basically, we will race MX5s for the odd numbers rounds, GT5s for the even numbers rounds, 5 of each, racing every 2 weeks from now on. The only week of that 2-week pattern we will have off will be the middle of the Christmas holidays. We have to go and talk to our families when it's Christmas, don't we, instead of being on iRacing. So this championship will take us through pretty much to the end of February, early March, if I've got the dates right in my head. As I say, at the moment, £275 worth of Club 100 racing in either the SP40 North or Senior Experience categories next year is up for grabs for the winners of the Premier, Clubman and Intermediate categories. And then at the moment, we've got a prize pot of around 150 iRacing dollars up for grabs across the 4 different categories. At least the top 3 in each of the categories will receive iRacing dollars at the end of the year. And I'll give you a little exclusive. That prize pot is going to grow, as it did last year. As we got more and more drivers on the grid, we introduced more prizes, more positions that gained iRacing dollars. So yeah, really exciting stuff. As I say, we still have got a few spaces left on the grid. If you want to get signed up for round number 2 and beyond, head across to thesimgrid.com. All the details are on there. Find the Club 100 Racing community page on SimGrid. Get signed up ahead of round 2, which will be the first GT3 race at Sebring, another new circuit for the championship in 2 weeks' time. One that personally I'm really looking forward to when we move on in 2 weeks' time to Florida. Right, I think that is all of our housekeeping. Good evening to Adam Sears, hoping for a Rethink win. Indeed, a number of the Rethink Racing crew are back for this year. They've got some new drivers here this year as well. Hello to David Whitehouse, who's running a simple livery for tonight, and Steve Hicks as well. Steve is currently a little bit out of action. He's had a bit of a bump, so he's not able to race with us tonight, but has been working very hard in the background as many of our admin team have been. Big thanks to Hicksy, to Murray Adams, to Sam Dimolo, to Josh Mitchell, the driving force behind getting this bumper field out on circuit for us this evening. I think we've got 34 drivers set to go here this evening. Timed qualifying is about to begin. The screen will all go completely blank in about 10 seconds time as the drivers reset back to pit lane. It's the same lone qualifying that we have used in previous years. Very simple reason for this. Nobody can complain about traffic when they're on the circuit themselves, all by themselves. No slipstreaming either. So if you're new to this, this essentially is everyone's in their own parallel little universe of Navarra for these qualifying sessions. We'll use the opportunity as well to guide you through some of the new drivers on the grid for this year. As I say, we've got 34, I think, in total for tonight's racing. So we'll count them as they come on out. Here's Jack Eyre, first time on your screens for this new season. Jack, one of the strong runners from last year, one of the clubman runners. Very easy way of telling that they're a clubman. Look to things like the roll cage, look to things like the class and number boards on the side of the cars with the blue highlights for all of those. Not as many premiers at the moment. Premiers sat on the sidelines. Where are you? You've been beaten. You've been pummeled by the clubmans and the rookies as well. Between the clubmans and the rookies, they've probably got about 60% of the field. So I know that some of you like to sit on the side and go, I don't want to race, I'll lose, I'll not win. But at the moment, our reigning champion Matt Kendall hasn't signed up. He's got other races on at the moment. He's not able to commit to the full season. Kieran Harrison hasn't signed up. Similar story. Josh Ladd hasn't signed up. So at the moment, we're looking at a brand new champion for the 2025-2026 season. So what I'm saying is, guys and girls, the super aliens aren't competing this year. You actually stand a chance if you get yourselves on the grid. As I say, we've only got 5 places for the season left. So do get signed up at the earliest opportunity. Entries for the whole season remaining will open once we've finished racing here tonight. Right, let's look at some new drivers. Tom Saunders is one new driver in the clubman category. iRating about 3.3k at the moment. So he looked pretty quick in the free practice sessions earlier on. I'm just going to run down these one by one as they're on our timing screen. Athena Cooper is another of the new drivers. Athena, one of our younger drivers in the category this year. Good to see a good growing number of the cadets and juniors who've become part of the CLUB100 community moving across into the iRacing world. So best of luck for Athena in her timed qualifying. All these timed qualifying performances are 2 flying laps, by the way. So they're all on their out laps at the moment. Ollie Walker is another driver in the rookies who's joined up for tonight. As I say, rookies is going to be the most competitive I think it's ever been. And we should say as well that some of these drivers may move up to intermediate as the season goes on. There'll be a bit of a review of the classes after 3 rounds once a good amount of data is in to tell us who's doing what. Ronald Grossman is another of the new drivers in the 190, another one of the clubmans. Nice livery there. I think that's a Core Auto Sports livery that Ronald's running with the correct liveries as such. Max Andrews is another one of our new clubmans this year in the 150. I like this livery. Nice, bright red, white and black. I've no reason why that would be a favourite of mine. Clubman, another clubman runner there in the 150. Kira Boylan, long-time driver in the Cadet and Junior Championships. She's signed up for a run. Will start in the Rookies. Matt Swain is another new driver. Could be one to watch. Was very quick in the prologue 2 weeks ago. And could well be, depending on those reviews after round 3. People are already calling for Matt Swain to be moved up to the Premier class. Rick Wong is back for another one. We haven't seen Rick race for a couple of seasons. Who's next on my list who we haven't seen before? Sean Patterson is another new driver in for this season. As I say, we'll get to know these drivers across the course of the year. I think we have actually had a couple of drivers just join into the lobby late on. Yes, there's going to be some people in a bit of trouble when I tell them that they were late for their sign-on time. But no matter, we'll do this on the fly to get new drivers assigned into the right category. Otherwise, we're going to have some drivers assigned to no category at all, and it's going to confuse all of you on the live broadcast. There we go. That's that particular driver who I won't name who was late. Right, let's actually talk about some times, because some times are starting to come in then. So Matt Swain currently fastest in this session, 1 minute 56.12. Axel Slijepcevic is another new driver. Has come to a stop just out of that corner there. Has he gone for a bit of a reset of his second lap? Well, Axel is a well-known driver, BUKC champion. I've forgotten which team with now. Apologies, Axel. But very quick driver indeed. He's gone second at the moment. Max Andrews third as things stand. Here is Max on what I think is a second flying lap. These qualifying's quite tricky. No 1Xs allowed for the drivers. They've got to be clean laps, and they only have 2 of them. So we'll see how Max can do on the remainder of this particular lap. At the moment, he has gone purple through sector number 4. This could be quite useful for Max Andrews on CLUB100 iRacing debut. And across the line goes Max. Just realised that there's some tannoy noises on iRacing from Navarra. I thought someone was blaring music outside. But no, Max stays in third place there. But that's still a decent position to be at the start of your time in CLUB100 iRacing. Ronald Grossman has gone into P8. Good performance there. Looking through as well, Sam Sanders. How's Sam Sanders getting on? Sam Sanders, arguably the early season favourite. Had a very, very good run last time out. Wasn't able to run a full season, but was a highway up the order in the latter part of the season. I'm trying to see, this is what happens when normally Howard presses all the buttons to show us where people are. Trying to find us a driver who's currently on a lap. Let's look at Peter Knight. Peter Knight's on a flying lap. Long time, actually no, not long time. He's still a young whippersnapper, is young Peter. But was one of the first racers to come through, the drivers to come through the CLUB100 junior category, back when it was called the Young Drivers Championship. He's gone 18th there in that opening qualification attempt, but races in the British Pro Kart Endurance Championship now. Who else is still on a lap? I think Craig Brown's on a lap. Although, hang on, it's on to scenic. Let's get some TV cameras so we can have a look at Craig and how he's doing at the moment. Craig has been a race winner in CLUB100 iRacing in previous years. Took a race win back on a reverse grid race, I remember, back at Spa in the GT3s a couple of seasons ago. At the moment, where is Craig looking at in terms of qualifying? He's not put a valid lap in yet, so kind of needs one here, does Craig? Otherwise, I think he's going to be starting from the back of the grid. We have got 35 drivers in the lobby. Craig Brown over the line. Is this a valid lap? No, I don't think it was. So Craig Brown will be having to start this one from the back of the field. Matt Hale, one of the last drivers to enter before the 6 p.m. Deadline yesterday, continues his run of having attended every single CLUB100 iRacing round ever. He's been with us from the very start. He has been a little bit unwell recently, though, so that's his racing driver's excuse for this evening. Still no change at the top of the order. Swain from Slijepcevic, Andrews, Grossman, Eyre, Brown, Saunders, Mitchell, Castro and Sanders, your top 10. You will note as well, some drivers, yes, have changed classes. Adam Brown, as an example, has changed classes. I've just noted something that I didn't update on the timing. But as we watch Matt Hale come round to complete his last few laps, we will find the driver that I have not updated their class yet. One moment, callers. And let's do... Come on, there it is. No, it's still not changed. Joao Castro has moved up to the clubman category after a strong performance in the intermediates last year. So that's what we're resetting on the little board there. All the little tags next to the drivers' names indicate whether they're red Premier, blue clubman, green intermediate, or black for the rookies. Rookies, quite a few of them on the grid for this new season. Right, I think that is qualifying completed. Now, this is a button that Howard normally presses. Now, can we work out how we press it before it all goes horribly wrong, ladies and gentlemen? Let's take all of those graphics off the screen. And we'll give you the grid in a moment. This round's going to be a bit rough, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it worked. Almost. We're showing the back of the grid. Let's do that to show the front of the grid. Matt Swain will be on pole position for this first race of the evening. Axel Slijepcevic alongside on the front row. Max Andrews and Ronald Grossman mean that it's the top two rows are all locked out by brand new drivers for the first part of the evening. Jack Eyre and Adam Brown, row 3. Tom Saunders and Josh Mitchell, row 4. Joao Castro and Sam Sanders will go from row number 5 in this first race of the evening. Rob Crawford, well, could already be looking at a move up from the rookie category with that performance. 11th on the grid alongside Yusuf Bin Sahel, who has also been promoted up to clubman. Matthew Shawnee is another driver I've not updated. He's now an intermediate. Cam Watson, Sean Patterson, Magnus Redevold, Oliver Mulvey-Walker and Sam Dimelo. They're all in the top 20, completed by Murray Adams and John Adey. Peter Knight, Eric Mignon, Hassan Iqbal and Colin Ward. As I said, there's a lot of new rookies in for this first part of the season. They take us down to the 12th row of the grid. Tim Ellis, Simon Delamere, Daniel Cook, Rick Wong, David Whitehouse and Matt Hale. They're all in the top 30. And the drivers who had qualifying issues: Kira Boylan, Sam Spinale, Athena Cooper, Craig Brown and Ollie Clegg. So that's how they will look for this first race of the evening. Navarra circuit, brand new circuit for us here. Let's look at the pit lane. Hopefully no one's going to be lying in that into that part of the course today. Lights are going to come on one by one then. Brand new Club 100 iRacing Championship season is underway for us. It's a clean start for everybody at the front of the field. That's what we like to see. Towards turn 1 we go then. It's quite a fast entry into turn 1. All looking clean as we run towards the first braking zone. Swain will lead. Grossman already looking at the outside of Andrews there for P3. Slijepcevic down the inside in the blue and yellow car gets Swain off the racing line. Looks like there has been an incident further back in the field. I think Matthew Shawnee, Hassan Iqbal and Craig Brown are the first drivers to be in trouble in this brand new season. But right now, Matt Swain looking good right now, on board with the race leader. Into this new part of the course. To say for many of these drivers, they won't have raced around this circuit before. Jack Eyre's had a decent start. You can see him in the 1:13 there in 6th place. 25 minute races, I should say. Let's try and have a little bit of a catch up with the incident from lap number 1. Now, what happened here with Matthew Shawnee? Does it all stack up a little bit too much in front? This was going into the second turn. Oh, just gets tipped around there by one of the new rookies, and then there's a second incident behind that collects a couple of other drivers. So that's really, really unfortunate for those involved, but plenty of racing still to go here tonight. Coming round to complete this first lap of the race then. We'll count them through in a moment. I think there's been a problem as well for Daniel Cook out there. What happened with Daniel was this later on in the same incident, I wonder, yes. So this was down the inside. It was a separate incident with Daniel Cook there, the 322, finding himself off the circuit. I think Kira Boylan has also had a problem. I think that's Kira there in the 314, the black and red machine. Oh, just loses the back end, loses control, and gets collected by another one of the rookies there, the 341. So a few of the rookies finding out the hard way how tricky these MX-5s can be on the opening lap of a race. So Swain leads, Slijepcevic second, Andrews third, Brown fourth. Good start for some of our new drivers there. Grossman in fifth ahead of Saunders, Eyre, Sanders, Castro. Bincer Hales had a good start as well. First of the rookies, Rob Crawford is running in 11th place. Josh Mitchell, Murray Adams, Magnus Ridevold, Sam Dimolo and Sean Patterson all in the top 15. Sam Spinell, P16, ahead of John Adey, Eric Mignon, Oliver Mulvey-Walker and Colin Ward. I think they're all in and around the top 10 at the moment. Looks like there's been a problem out there for Tim Ellis. What's happened for Tim here in the 163? Well, he's had previous, because there's a significant amount of damage on the front of that blue and yellow car. That looks to be pulling off the road. Yeah, he's got front right damage. All drivers do have one fast repair that they can use per race, but that's not good news at all for Tim Ellis. What happened to Oliver Mulvey-Walker as well, one of our rookies? Oh, he's lost the back end there. That's going to rotate round. That's going to get a little bit tricky. Well recovered though. On the brakes there was Oliver. Oh, that's not the best of... so that's how Tim Ellis suffered his problems and suffered that front end damage. So, end of lap number 2. Matt Swain still leading in this one, ahead of Axel Slijepcevic and then Andrews. Max Andrews in third place. Here's Joao Gabriel Castro, who is running a SpongeBob livery, but it's a legal SpongeBob livery. I say that it is. No, it's not. He's not got the right frame of colour on. Joao, you've been promoted to clubman. That roll cage needs to be blue for the next round. Oh, bit of a move here. I think there's been a change for the lead. Yes, there has been a change for the lead. Let's have a look and see how that happened, if I can find it. Here it was. So this was, I think there was a mistake for Matt Swain then. So just went a little bit too deep through the right-hander, and that allowed Axel Slijepcevic through and into the lead of this motor race. Meanwhile, getting a bit congested in the middle of the pack. In fact, is Matt Swain falling down the order? No, he's still there in third. It's the 113 of Jack Eyre in the middle of this pack. Joao Castro down the inside. Sam Sanders watching as an interested party from the rear. Oh, it sounded like someone was having another bit of a moment out there. I think it may have been Kira Boylan running a lap off the lead. There's been a problem for David Whitehouse. Let's have a look at what's happened to David. So this was with Rick Wong. Now there's a problem. Yeah, and David absolutely innocent in all of that. So it was an incident behind that then collected another one of the stalwart drivers in the category. And yeah, hopefully David's not got too much damage as a result of that. Craig Brown's had an incident as well. Let's just see what's happened to Craig. This is down at the first proper corner. Oh, this is going to be another one of those cases of a driver over-rotating, going round and finding themselves off the circuit. We'll get that 2024-2025 logo updated for round number 2. Meanwhile, back at the front of the field, Who've we got on our screens? Well, the plain white car there with the blue roll cage. That's Tom Saunders, another one of our new drivers here for this first round. At the moment, running up in 5th place. And as I said, quite a few new clubmans. Don't be surprised if we see some of these get bumped up to the Premier class after the first 3 rounds of the season. Keep your comments coming in. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're cheering for as well. Steve Hicks reckons that Murray Adams is sandbagging for future clubman status. Well, if he is, well, he's just running behind Josh Mitchell at the moment, who, quote, doesn't like the MX-5s. New livery on for Murray this year. If you want your new liveries doing, get in touch with Murray in the Discord. He's got a 1-week notice period. So if you get your request in this week, there's a chance that you'll have your new shiny livery for the second round at Sebring. Just to really confuse the commentator, Sam Spinale, it's a great livery, but there's 2 of them running the same thing. That's going to be a nightmare this season. And we're past the point at which I can put a rule in that says you can't have the same livery on 2 cars. Dang it. Anyway, back to the racing. Back with Tom Saunders. Going a bit cloudy here. This one's looking a little bit darker on the screen. And no rain forecast for this event. We do run iRacing's weather system in this league, but it's been kind to us tonight. No indications of any rain going on. Let's have a little look further down the order. I think there's been a battle going on for between Matt Hale and Cam Watson, 2 very experienced drivers. Matt running a little bit wide there. This is coming down the hill. I think Matt will just hold on to that position. It's been a change for 6th place as well. Looks like Ronald Grossman has got through past João Gabriel Castro. João, who's been running the full season in the British Kart Championships, running with the IPK importers into the country, running a Praga. But that is Grossman through. And there's been a change in the battle for those on the admin team. Josh Mitchell, Murray Adams. Oh, that's going to get a bit close, but no, that's good racing between Josh and Murray. It carries on through the next couple of corners. Murray holding around the outside. That's a pelter of a move. I think he's going to pull that one off. A little bit of bumper-to-bumper, wing mirror-to-wing mirror action. In fact, I think Sam Spinale is going to be the driver who wins out of all of that. He's got through and gained 2 positions for the price of 1. Magnus Riddervold also moving up the order in that exchange. So there's a lot going on in the early part of this race. Oh no, I think there's been an incident now in that battle with Adams and Riddervold. This was coming into the next couple of corners. I'm fearing what's going to be happening here. Oh no, Riddervold and Adams get together and Murray Adams off the road. Sam Dimolo just about squeezes through all of that. They rejoin, thankfully not too much damage on those cars, but they do lose a number of positions. So, as I say, keep your comments coming in. Good evening to Seb Algieri. Apparently Sam Spinell had off tracks in both of his qualifying laps. That's why he was a bit further down the order. Hello to Better Run as well. He's cheering for Max. Oh yes, we have got a Max. He's in 2nd place, of course. Max Andrews looking pretty racy here, looking for an opportunity perhaps to get past Axel Slijepcevic. Max Andrews currently on a 4.4 iRating. Very close indeed. It's a bit further back in the pack. Swain, Brown and Saunders. Heard a bit of a crunch in the background. Oh, I wonder if has there been a problem for Rick Wong out there. See your red bars appeared on the events tracker. What's happened here? So Rick was having a look down the inside of the 322. Oh, and the 2 of them get together on that corner and spin round. The 322 being Daniel Cook, one of the new drivers here this evening. back at the front of the order, though. Closing in here. Top two not able to break away. It means that Swain, Brown and Saunders have started to come back in. Just see a bit of gravel's been kicked up there. It's a newer part of the iRacing simulator. It was introduced, I want to say, partway through our previous season. Can be quite tricky, although this isn't the worst circuit for grass and gravel and detritus being dragged onto the circuit. I'll just cut away from this because I think there's been a problem for Hassan Iqbal. An incident out there. This is side by side with Matthew Shawnee. Oh, Hassan's lost the back end. Oh, and Matthew ran into the side of the car there. That's a really unfortunate one for both drivers. They'll get back going again. But have fallen down the order. Hassan now in 27th place. I think there's been a problem as well for Oliver Walker. This was around in the battle for 21st position. Eric Mignon just behind. Oh, another case of the back end of this car going round a lot tonight. Eric joining the scene of the accident in that exchange. Meanwhile, back at the front of the order, no changes. Slijepcevic still ahead of Andrews. Swain, Brown, Saunders. That top five have definitely broken away now. They're around 2.5 seconds clear of the next driver behind. The next driver being Joao Castro. You see the gaps there between the drivers. This is looking pretty good so far for all of our competitors out there. Craig Brown's had a problem, but is some laps down. It's going to be a bit of a struggle, I think, for Craig to get any kind of decent results from this first race of the evening. We're into the second half of it now. Slijepcevic is your race leader from Andrews, Swain, Saunders, Brown as mentioned in your top five. Castro 6th, Jack Eyre having a tidy start to the season, P7. Sam Sanders, Yusuf Bintahale and Rob Crawford's got to be the surprise package so far from the rookies. Up there in 10th place. As I say, it's always said with the rookies, they're putting rookie on the basis that we haven't got a lot of data to kind of put them where we think or where they should be. But they can be moved up. So right now, if Crawford can replicate these performances in other parts of tonight's racing, and of course the GT3s in 2 weeks' time at Sebring, very different discipline is the GT3s, as Swain has a little look down the inside of Andrews there for second place. And drivers very much could be finding themselves soon moved up to the intermediate category. At that point, they were then in the draw for winning one of those prize drives. Challenge for third here. Saunders looking down the inside of Swain. That might give an opportunity to Adam Brown to have a little look round the outside. This is good racing once again, as we've come to expect in the MX-5s. That's why we keep coming back to this car year after year after year. It produces strong racing. Down the inside is Adam Brown. I don't think Adam's quite got the exit speed to properly challenge and get alongside Saunders on corner exit. No, and just slots back into 5th place. Problem for Colin Ward out there. What's happened here? The green and yellow machine is just going to find himself on the inside of another car, pitched into a spin and fully around. So yeah, I think a couple of the rookies just trying to find their way at the moment. Oh, that was a little bit close on the rejoin as well from Colin. Just needs to stay at that side of the track. Yep, get recovered and get back on circuit without causing further incident. Hello to Lawrence Andrews, cheering on Max Andrews for his first Club 100 race. Indeed, Max does race in the SP40 South. Watching this race has been more entertaining in the first 5 minutes than the whole of the F1 season. Your words, not mine, Lawrence, but I tend to agree. Less than 10 minutes of this first race to go then. Slijepcevic still leading this one from Andrews, Swain, Saunders and Brown. Let's look a little bit further down the order. Who haven't we seen so far this evening? Let's go have a look at some Inters battles. This is Sam Dimolo at the front of the field, or this part of the field. John Adey there in the Carrots-based livery. The blue and the orange. Just with Ronald Grossman behind. Oh, and a recovering Ronald Grossman who's trying to get down the inside of John Adey there. It's going to have the outside for the next corner. Murray Adams is in this group as well. These are drivers recovering back through after the incident we saw a few laps ago. John Adey trying to get down the inside of Ronald Grossman there. That's going to give Murray Adams the opportunity to get through. Magnus Ridevold is going to be the next driver to have a go. One of the drivers who moved up from rookie to intermediate after the BUKC iRacing Trophy start of 2024. So on paper, yes, these are faster drivers recovering back through. But good work nonetheless there. Let's have a look at Cam Watson. Cam Watson a bit further down the order than I would have expected at the moment. He's running in 20th place. We're looking to move further up the order. Now, there's been a bit of a change here in this top 5. Top 2 have started to break away. I think there's been some battling in and amongst the drivers in that top 4. We're back once again with the Dimolo, Grossman, Adams, Ridevold squabble. At the moment, Sam Dimolo holding his own. This would be a nice finish for Sam Dimolo to start the season with the top 15. Driving some nice tidy lines at the moment. It's coming out of the final corner. End of another lap. That's 9 laps completed then for the field. As, oh dear, I think there's been a problem for Athena Cooper out there. Seen that there's been an incident for the driver of the 316. What's happened here? As, oh, just lost the back end again. Oh, very easy to do. Very, very easy to do in the Mazda MX-5. This is why we like to have the rookies category, just to give new drivers an opportunity to get themselves up to speed without the pressures of competing against those with a bit more experience. Good evening to Max Chapman as well. Good evening, Max. Good run for both Max and his brother Jake in the senior sprints at Shannington on Sunday. Cheering on João Castro. João having a really good start to the season here, up in P6. Looks like there's been some changes in the battle between Josh Mitchell and Yusuf bin Sahel. Oh, that's a bit close between Yusuf and Josh Mitchell. Yusuf's been able to hold on to that position. As I say, that is all around 11th and 12th places. Let's have a look at the battle between Daniel Cook and David Whitehouse. David Whitehouse, I can see, is popping up on the screen, is involved in a few overtakes at the moment. This is a bit further down the order. This is just outside the top 25. Just a note as well that Colin Ward is a rookie. Just didn't quite get a chance to get his number to set to 329 for tonight's race. All drivers who have 2 digits, apart from the aforementioned Ward, they are your Premier drivers. Drivers who have their numbers start with a 1, they are the Clubmans. Oh dear, there's a bit of damage on the front of the 314 there. Drivers whose numbers start with a 2, they're intermediates. With a 3, they're the rookies. Yeah, I think Kira Boylan's had some trouble out there. Probably used the fast repair already. And as a result, it's running a little bit wounded at the moment. Well, here's a bit of a change. I think this is as traffic starting to come into play. Adam Brown's got through past Tom Saunders for 4th place. More crucially, I think, that João Castro, Jack Eyre and Sam Sanders, they've all closed in. So it's now a group of 3 out front, and then this train from 4th place all the way down to 8th. Shows that again, the number of the new drivers in this season, I think it's going to be a very, very competitive year. And Gabriel Castro. João was quick last year, but sometimes had a tendency to get into a bit of a scrap that scored some very good points in the second half of the season. And, well, this is a very good performance from João so far, Gabriel Castro. It's much more mature, much more tidy and consistent. As I say, running ahead 2 places ahead of a driver who won numerous rounds of this championship towards the back end of the 2024-2025 season. Over the line again to complete another lap. Less than 4 minutes on the clock, so we should run to 14 laps on this one. It's been an entertaining scrap up and down the field in this one. I've got to say, yeah, we had a few crashes in the early stages. The number of times the big red bar of doom appears on my screen to say someone's crashed has been not very active in the last 5 or 6 minutes or so. So that is good news. That's good to see. We'll stick with this battle. Oh, that's a little bit tight down the inside. Jack Eyre sticks his nose towards the rear fender of João Castro there. Sam Sanders is going to try and take advantage of this as well. Well defended by Castro. Didn't get too panicky there. Didn't close the door fully. I think last season, if that had happened to Castro, we would have seen a spinning SpongeBob at that stage, but not on this occasion. Meanwhile, directly behind, Sam Spinell's trying to get down the inside of his namesake Sam Sanders for 8th place. Sam Spinell's had some good pace in the middle part of this race. Remember, he's off the back and in the group around 11th, 12th, 13th place. So that's something to monitor for the second race tonight. Second racer's grid is set by the first. There's been a battle and a change for the race lead as well, though, that we need to have a look at. This was Andrews having a go at Slijepcevic down into that long right-hander. Looks like Slijepcevic has just been able to hold on to that for now. So this race starting to spice up. We'll go on to the final lap then. 12 laps, so it'll be 13 laps, I think, for this first race of the evening. Also kicking off behind there. 3 battles where it's kicking off here as the white flag is out. As that's going to get close there between Adam Brown and Tom Saunders. I think they were trading wing mirrors into that first part of the course. Meanwhile, Eyre trying to go around the outside of Castro here. Good positioning by Castro. Not having any spins, any fall-offs, but it looks like Eyre's going to get down the inside now. This should be a good chance for the Englishman to get through. And indeed he will do. Meanwhile, there's been another check. Oh, look at this for the race lead. Look at this. Andrews momentarily got his nose ahead of Axel Slijepcevic. Running in towards, what will this be? Around turn 5. And, Matt Swain has now got back ahead of Max Andrews. Brilliant stuff. Look at this for a first race of the season. We've got 3 great scraps on the last lap of the race. Andrews going to be down the inside of Swain to take second place. That could be a key move, actually, because Slijepcevic has got a bit of a gap now. He isn't going to need to defend into the next couple of corners. We're right in the infield section here. Meanwhile, just behind still Brown ahead of Saunders, but they're both being caught now by Jack Eyre. Sam Spinell's got ahead of Sam Sanders. João Castro drops to 9th place, but at the moment he's still looking good for a top 10 finish in this one. Ignore some of the class boxes up there. I've not got those updated yet. Checkered flag is out, though. Axel Slijepcevic, if you could just hold on for one final corner, is going to take a maiden victory in the CLUB100 iRacing Championship out of the final turn. He's had a lot of pressure in this race. This is spelling some good fun for tonight in races 2 and 3. Slijepcevic takes the race victory. Andrews P2, Swain P3. On the line, it'll be Adam Brown ahead of the likes of Saunders and Eyre, Spinell, Sanders, Castro and Mitchell all in the top 10. Robert Crawford straight away puts himself in a position to be going up to intermediate at least very soon with that P11. Great performance there. Looking further down the order, where else have we got some battles going on? Let's go to David Whitehouse just coming in here inside the top 30. And the drivers will roll straight into race number 2. But a good first race there. Good first race of the new season. And yeah, the drivers can be very, very happy with what they've put together in this first race of the night. Good to see all 35 drivers, I think, were running at the end. Yes, some of them were off the lead lap, but that's okay. I say, for a first time out for many of the drivers in this championship, I'm sure a number of the rookies will learn a lot across the course of this evening. Last few drivers, as I say, coming over the line. We'll have a quick rundown of the first race result in a moment, once it appears as confirmed in the results segment. Keep your comments coming in. Good evening to Salvador Newman. Hope you're doing well, mate. And I see a good number of our I say juniors and recent graduates from the juniors up to the seniors cheering on one of the younger drivers in the category in this race this evening. And yeah, I agree, Seb Algieri. It could well be that Sam Spinell has a good opportunity if he doesn't have problems in the second race. Let's hopefully see if we can bring up a race 1 result. There it is. Axel Slijepcevic wins by just a 10.5 ahead of Max Andrews. Matt Swain, Adam Brown, Tom Saunders all in the top 5. Jack Eyre, Sam Spinell, Sam Sanders, Joao Castro and Josh Mitchell all in the top 10. Rob Crawford, Yusuf Bin Sahel, Ronald Grossman, Murray Adams, Magnus Ridevold, all in the top 15. Sam Dimolo brings home a nice clubman win there in P16 ahead of John Adey and Sean Patterson. Let's scroll on further down. Peter Knight, P19. Quiet race there, but a solid first performance from Peter. Cam Watson in the top 20. Matthew Shawnee, Eric Mignon, Matt Hale, Simon Delamere, Oliver Mulvey-Walker, Daniel Cook, Rick Wong, David Whitehouse, don't know where Adam came from there, Colin Ward and Ollie Clegg, they were all in the top 30. Tim Ellis, Hassan Iqbal, Athena Cooper, Kira Boylan and Craig Brown. Sounds like we are about ready to go then. Yes, we are. Race number 2, straight into it then. Here we go for the second 25 minutes of the evening. I'm not quite sure why Adam Brown and Murray Adams are showing his black flag on our screens. That doesn't seem to be true because he's quite clearly there, running at the front of the order. Through the first couple of turns, looks like Max Andrews has got the early race lead. Good start there for Max Andrews. So as I say, the second race is a straight running from the race results of race number 1. Adam makes a very good point there. Yeah, could be jump start for Brown and Adams. So we'll see if they have to go into the pits in a moment. But yeah, that's a new feature on the SDK timing service to show those little flags. In the early stages, it's all looking pretty clean at the moment. Oh no, Round has gone one of the. Well, it's either going to be Sam Spinell. So I say there's going to be problems for me with those two this year. But Sam Spinell has had a spin. Now, was he encouraged into that, or did he just lose it himself? That's a little bit too late in the sequence. Oh, I think he might have been encouraged. It's difficult to tell at that particular angle. It looks like, I think it was Adam Brown who was very, very close to the rear bumper of the Belgian driver there. Oh, and I think Murray Adams has had a problem on this first lap as well. Oh, several drivers, I think, have had problems. What's happened here with Murray Adams? Tipped around. Yeah, oh, just contact there with John Adey. And then I fear everybody else is then going to pile in. Oh, Eric Mignon straight to the side. David Whitehouse straight into the side as well. Well, Murray didn't have much luck in the 2024-2025 season. And I fear that that luck has continued into this brand new campaign. There's another spin in the background. I think that's Cam Watson going round at the back of the field. Yes, it is. So Cam Watson spins out of control. Looks like we've got Eric Mignon in the pits and Kira Boylan in there as well. And that'll be for repair damage. repair of damage, I should say. Back towards the front of the field. João Castro running there in 8th place. That's a bit close as well. Josh Mitchell right into the rear fender of João Castro. On board with Simon Delamere. Simon back for another season. We've not talked too much about Simon so far tonight. Running in the rookie category. Briefly on board there with Magnus Riddervold. I think there's been another problem for David Whitehouse out there. We'll just come to that in a moment. It was very close. That's David recovering back to the pits. Significant damage to the front right of the car there. Moving back towards our leader, Rob Crawford up in 6th place. What a tremendous start this is for one of our new drivers. I say the reason why Rob's in rookie is that over time we look at the iRating of a driver over time. We don't just take it as a snapshot of where they are currently today. Rob's only got a 1.5k iRating and hasn't got up much beyond 1.5k iRating. Well, I'll tell you this. I think he's a bit quicker than a 1.5k iRated driver. That's why we're going to have a review of all the classes after 3 rounds. Eric Mignon just coming out of the pits there. He's soon going to have the race leaders right on his tail. But does the sensible thing. Good driving there by Eric. Just keep out of the way of the race leaders. Let them move through. Continue on with their race. And live to fight for another day. Looks like Colin Ward has had an incident out there. Just going down the inside of Rick Wong. Is this going to be another case of an over-rotating Mazda? Oh, gets encouraged there. Gets encouraged by one of the Paragon Apollo cars. I wonder was that Sam Spinale and Colin Ward stuck on the outside trying to find a gear. Gets into first gear and back onto it. Oh, now there's been a problem for Adam Brown to report on. What's happened to Adam out there on circuit? Just alongside with Cam Watson. Stacked up behind another one. Oh, that's going to be a big one. Oh, that's a big crash. That is a big incident. That was with Tim Ellis. And Adam Brown out of this race. Well, that's one of the premiers not having a good first round in this one. Yeah, that's going to mean that Adam has to start the next race from pretty much the back of the grid. We'll get a fast repair with that, but also have to tow back to the pit, so he'll lose time definitely because of the tow. Get back out on circuit, maybe still have a chance of a top 30. Back once again with the race leaders. Max Andrews doing a really good job at the moment at the front of this field. Had a go at taking the race lead earlier on tonight. I've got to say, at least in the Mazda races, it's looking like these three, Andrews, Slijepcevic and Swain, going to be a force to be reckoned with in this brand new season. Through turn 2 once again. Does feel like this one has started to calm down and get into a bit of a rhythm. Hearing that Sam Sanders has made a move on João Castro for 7th place. And nice sweet move there by Sam. No fuss. No big dramas. And through he goes. Back with our race leaders once again. Do think that these top three will work together for the next part of the race. Try and do very similar to what we see in lots of longer kart races. Not the most power in the world in these Mazda MX-5s. They'll look to just push away. Bit of a scrap going on here. Yusuf Bin Sahel was down the inside there of Josh Mitchell. So Yusuf up to 10th place now. Yusuf was right on the cut-off between intermediate and clubman, but has increased his iRating quite a bit since we last had these races. 3.1k iRating as things stand. It's been a sustained one as well. Flipping around, here's Magnus Riddervold on board with Magnus Riddervold. That's João Castro just ahead of us in the 121. Was very, very close there through the final hairpin. I think Sam Sanders' rear bumper might have just had a bit of a tickle there from Castro. Good evening to Sky Stead. He's cheering on Matt Swain at the moment. Matt Swain having a very good run here in third place. On board with João Castro, just going down into the first couple of corners. Sam Sanders was a bit wide there. They're all bottled up behind one of the newbies, Rob Crawford. That's Eric Mignon just pulling over to one side. I've got to say, yeah, Rob Crawford very much looking like he's not going to be rookie for very, very long. This is a really strong performance, much stronger than I think a lot of us anticipated. So it looks like Magnus Riddervold's had a look down the inside of João Castro there. That's going to get a bit close off of corner exit. Yusuf Bin Sahel might have a route down the inside to get alongside. Riddervold's going to find himself on the outside there. Through goes Yusuf Bin Sahel. Yusuf, who's been doing a bit of in real life car racing, has been doing a bit of the Enduro car Endurance Championship. If you've not heard of that one, go check it out. Some good fun in Ford cars, which I've always described the Ford car as just a big go-kart. It's the original one, not the thing that it became later on in its life cycle. Anyway, Riddervold down the inside of Mitchell. This is over 10th place. Looks like Riddervold's going to have the advantage there. Oh, now, was someone spearing off in the background there? Or has someone just had a massive save? I think it was Grossman and Knight's go. No, I think we're okay. Peter Knight's having a good run here. Another of the rookies at the moment, who I don't think will be rookie for long. We were slightly mentioning earlier on in time qualifying. I always remember Peter's first run in senior sprints. Shocked a lot of people. Came up from what was then the Young Drivers' Championship. Was at C2 and very nearly won the whole thing at Wilton Mill. At Wilton Mill as well, a circuit that a lot of people bring their A games for. But again, at the moment, Peter's iRating, well, I say it's a little bit down. It's definitely going to get a recalculation after this week, because I've just seen these iRatings up to 2.187 or 2,187, I should say. Anyway, really good scrap. This is all with Ronald Grossman. Also, still Magnus Riddervold just ahead there. Glad that Magnus has kept the same colour of that kind of like teal green, teal blue on his car for this year. Also, another one that I need to update his roll cage, because he's gone up to being a clubman. Had some decent runs last year. There's another one who's moved his iRating along a bit. Peter Knight trying to find his way through here. That yellow car. Ronald Grossman nice and patient at the moment. Just trying to get young Peter Knight off of the racing line through that part of the circuit. Looks like there's been a change for 6th place as Sam Sanders found a way through past Rob Crawford. Yes, he has. So Crawford's gone through, and not a moment too soon. He's got that move done, and up into what is now 6th position. You're watching live coverage of the CLUB100 iRacing Championships. First round of the season. And we're about halfway through this second race of the night. I've got to say, it's been a good solid start for all of our drivers. Probably at least a third of the field out tonight are all new faces as well. And given how mature everybody is driving, say, if you tuned into this race, you'd have thought, oh, all of these guys have been racing for years, as Peter Knight hops over the curb there. I will have every single one of these rounds streamed for you, so do click that subscribe button to continue supporting the channel. This is the file a little bit further back. This is all around 22nd, 23rd place. You've got, I believe, Simon Delamere in here. Actually, Simon's a little bit further ahead, so I think this is going to be, yeah, Ollie Clegg in the number 22. It's another driver who may have been a little bit late. There is no class called HRKD in this championship, so we'll get that sorted. But yes, no, it's good to have new drivers in the competition. Looking forward to seeing how these guys develop across the course of the year. Craig Brown just behind in the blue car. Rick Wong having a look. Rick Wong, just outbrakes himself a little bit there. I don't think Craig Brown was quite expecting that. David Whitehouse is in this group as well, but David is a lap off the overall lead. Ollie Clegg just trying to break away from all of this at the moment. Yes, that is David Whitehouse in there in the 229. David's had a bit of hard luck so far this evening. Back with Rob Crawford. Looks like Joao Castro has got through and passed. Let's have a look at how Joao got that move done. So Joao was able to get down the inside and kind of just follow in behind Sam Sanders. Maybe Robert had a bit of a go back at the race winner from last year's championship. And some wise driving there from Joao. Meant that he moved through and into, what's that now for Castro? 7th place. It's a much improved performance so far from Castro. Castro's going to have a look down the inside of Sanders, get Sanders off the racing line. Sanders had to steer out of that one. Well, Castro will go through. That was a bold move there from Joao Castro. Sam Sanders did well to just hold his steering wide, but did get out into the marbles on driver's right. Marbles do stay on the circuit across the course of the evening. It's been an incident involving David Whitehouse. Let's have a look at what was happening here. Down through the first couple of corners. I think Ollie Clegg's one wide. David got a bit out of shape and then collected by Rick Wong. So that's unfortunate there. I think there's also been a moment for Ollie Clegg. This was later on in the same lap. Bit of hopping on the rear axle. That may have counted as a crash. No, he's gone wildly off circuit. What's happened there? With Ollie, looks like he's just driven off the road of his own accord and then cut to pit lane. That was very strange indeed. Gaps on the timing tower? Sure, we can get gaps on the timing tower. Apologies for that. There we go. We'll get those back on for you. Still very close in that group of the top 3. Let's have a look at Tom Saunders and Jack Eyre. We haven't looked at them in a while. Quietly getting on with things in 3rd place. Jack was, if I remember correctly, very strong in the Mazda MX-5s last season. It's where he accumulated a good number of his points. And at the moment, looking to do likewise. Perfect night for a driver, 240 championship points. Means each of these Mazda races are worth up to 80 championship points. When we get to the GT3 races in a couple of weeks' time, 2 races of 40 minutes for each of those. Those will be worth 120 points each. So again, if you get a perfect night, 240. And then at the end of the season, it'll be a case of a driver who's done every single round, has their worst MX-5 night, their worst GT3 night, and then their next worst night. Those are the results that are counted or dropped out of the scores. Here's your battle for 6th place. Castro down the inside of Sanders. Nice move. Nice move by Castro there. Through into P6. Yusuf Bin Zahail just behind this group as well. Hoping for a way through past Rob Crawford. At the moment, Joao Castro looking for a very good start to the season. To say is actually a clubman now. Apologies, that's my bad. That That little graphic at the top of the screen hasn't been updated yet. Oh, now, has there been a problem for Rick Wong? I think there has been a problem for Rick Wong. What's happened here? I think it's an incident with Daniel Cook just coming down towards the far end of the circuit. Is this going to be an out-braking case? Oh, yeah, tipped round. Round goes Cook. Oh, and then there's another second bit of afters as Cook tried to get on the power and collected Rick Wong as well. That's not the best of incidents there between those two. It looks like that Sam Spinell's also had an incident. This was with Sam Dimolo just ahead of us. Looking to the inside. Oh, two drivers both going for the same piece of Navarra track. Little half spin there for Sam Spinell. So less than 7 minutes of this race to go. Not missing too much at the front of the field. I think occasionally Axel Slijepcevic has had a go to try and get back ahead of Max Andrews, but Max Andrews holding him off nicely right now, just at about a quarter of a second's advantage. Looks like Murray Adams is starting to move back up the order. Hassan Iqbal has had a problem as well, but is quite a few laps down. Looks like we've also had some changes for second place. Has Matt Swain had a go at Axel Slijepcevic? Yes, he has. Oh, that's a nice move from Matt Swain. Oh, very close on the exit of the corner. In fact, Axel Slijepcevic has tried to hold in there for the next left-hander. We'll go back to this battle live then. This is good stuff between Slijepcevic and Swain, but this could be the point at which Andrews has this race won, because look at how Max Andrews is now breaking away at the front of the field, 1.2 seconds clear of the rest of the pack. Well, this could be a hammer blow to these four drivers in their hopes of race victory if they can't get themselves organised. Well, I think Max Andrews knows that. He's trying to break the toe now. Slijepcevic, Swain, Saunders and Ayer now all together second, third, fourth and fifth places. Well, this could be an interesting development for the last, will be 5 minutes and 10 seconds of this race. We'll stick with this one. Be interested to see. As I say, Axel was very quick in the prologue held 1 week ago, which was a bit of a tester race for the first events in both of the disciplines. So, to say, we ran a race round here at Navarra in the MX-5s. We ran a race at Sebring in the GT3s. It's one of the points as well with how this championship works. I say some of the newer drivers who at the moment look in the wrong category. Let's see how they do in the GT3s. If they do well in the GT3s, then don't be surprised to see them be promoted up to a higher level later on in the season. All of the points that are allocated to the drivers are based on overall finishing position. So very much like a Club 100 sprints, for example. They are all allocated through by their overall position. Let's go on board with João Castro. Clear road ahead. But what's happening directly behind, perhaps, I think is of greater interest. Sam Sanders is there at the moment. Rob Crawford still in. Yusuf Bin Sahel, Magnus Riddervold, Ronald Grossman. Yeah, Josh Mitchell's at the back of this group as well. So all of them trying to queue up here to find a way through past Castro. At the moment, I think this could be one of João's best results he's had in his Club 100 iRacing career, P6. Some strong runs last year. Sometimes it was always just something going on. Oh, Sam Sanders having a look down the inside. Well, no, the outside. Apologies. New circuit for commentators too, this one. Out of the final corner. Could Sam Sanders have a go down towards turn number one? He's definitely going to have a think about it. João Castro goes over to driver's right. Sam Sanders could do with a buddy just to bump draft him along. He's going to have to go the long way round the outside. This is going to be tight through turn number one. On the brakes into turn two. João Castro feeling brave. Sam Sanders trying to use as much of the track as possible as two becomes three. Next corner might be to Sam Sanders' advantage because it's a left-hander. And yeah, I think Sanders is going to be through. That's good racing again from those two. Castro's going to have a go perhaps into turn number five. This is where he got Sam Sanders off the racing line earlier on in the race. this time. Sanders looking wise to it. So Sanders back up to P6. Castro down to P7. Gotta say, really impressed again with the performance from Rob Crawford. Up there in 8th place, doing a fantastic job at this stage. Down the back straight once again towards turn number 7. This is a bit further up the order. Now the chase group have caught up to Max Andrews, maybe through a bit of traffic, and then change for the lead. Change for the lead, Slijepcevic down the inside, but Andrews is going to fight back here and retake the lead. Matt Swain's going to be there as well. Out wide runs Axel Slijepcevic. They need to be careful here because the incident points are in play. Slijepcevic down the inside will take the race lead. Oh, Andrews tries to break a little bit earlier. The back mark is going to come into play as well. I think that's Kira Boylan. Out of the final corner, Matt Swain's going to have a go. This is once again going on to the last lap. Very dramatic finish in store here in the MX-5s. I'm sure Kira's receiving the blue flags. I'm sure she'll just stay over to driver's left-hand side. And yeah, allows all of the race leaders through. That's good driving by everybody involved. Matt Swain sinks it down the inside. Goes for P2 on Andrews. 3 wide off of that corner. Saunders looking around the outside. Has to slot back into 4th place. I've got to say, first time we've raced here around Navarra, it's delivering some really, really good back and forth moments. Tremendous to have another free track on the service, and it's delivering the goods right now. There will be a 10-minute break after this race, just give the drivers a bit of an opportunity to refresh themselves. I think they're going to need it after this one. Slijepcevic a bit wide there again. Meanwhile, battle further back. Yusuf Bin Sahel there in P9. Once again, like we saw in race number 1, it's all going on tonight, isn't it? Looking further up the path though, we do need to look at the race leaders because this is the final lap then of this race. Axel Slijepcevic looking to make it 2 from 2, but Andrews again trying to get him off the racing line. Only a couple more corners to go here. This is tremendous stuff from these drivers. A quick flick of the left, then the right. This could be a track race to the line, you know, as Swain's going to look down the inside for P2. What a tremendous race this has been for race 2 of the night here at Navarra. I think it's going to be Slijepcevic just holding on, but Andrews has got a good run out of the corner. They're going to be side by side over the line for the race victory by less than a tenth. Axel Slijepcevic takes it from Max Andrews. Matt Swain comes home 3rd. The top 3 covered by less than a tenth and a half in that one. That is tremendous. Saunders P4, Air P5. Looks like Sanders has come home in 6th place ahead of Crawford, Castro, Riddervold and Mitchell. Yusuf Bin Sahel. Oh, now has Yusuf had a problem? I can see the black flag on his indicator. Oh, has he hit 17x on the last lap, I wonder. I wonder indeed. But see a few more drivers just coming over the line. Here's Matt Hale just coming over the line. Simon Delamere just outside the top 20 there. That's looking like a good result for Simon. There's the field coming through. I think the last cars that we've got on track is the battle for 26th place. As I say, there'll be about a 10-minute break just for the drivers to have a bit of a breather before race number 3. A bit of a breather for us on comms as well, whilst we get some of the bits reset for the next race. It's a really good scrap, by the way, this for B26. Yes, and indeed, Tim Ellis is going to get through past Athena Cooper with a couple of corners to go. They are still running here. They're on the lead lap. So Tim Ellis will get that position ahead of Athena Cooper. Athena Cooper, a very new driver to iRacing as well. Still looking to qualify through to her D licence. We do like to keep things open for drivers who've just jumped on the service in this championship. But Tim Ellis over the line, ahead of Athena Cooper. And with that, that should be the result for race number 2 then. We'll take that off of the screen for us. Put that onto the screen in a moment. There it is. Race result for race number 2 then. Slijepcevic wins by an absolute chasm of 0.079 of a second. A further bigger chasm of what's that, about a half tenth back, Matt Swain. So the top 3 covered by 0.125 of a second. Brilliant stuff here at Navarra. Tom Saunders in 4th ahead of Jack Eyre, Sam Sanders, Rob Crawford, another great response there. Winner in the rookies in that race, P7. Joao Castro, P8. Magnus Riddervold, P9. Josh Mitchell completes the top 10. Ronald Grossman, another good score on debut, P11. Peter Knight, Matthew Shawnee, John Adey, Sam Spinale, all in the top 15. Sean Patterson comes home in 16th ahead of Sam Dimolo. Cam Watts, a bit of a difficult race there for Cam in 18th place. Craig Brown, P19 ahead of Simon Delamere. Matt Hale, Dan Cook, Yusuf Bin Sahel. So yeah, Yusuf got a penalty right at the end there. He must have just clipped into 17x on his incident points. He drops all the way down to P23. That won't be protestable as well, because that's why we give him an amount of points to not use across the course of the race. Rick Wong, 24th ahead of Colin Ward, Tim Ellis and Athena Cooper, last of those on the lead lap. Kira Boylan, David Whitehouse, Eric Mignon, Murray Adams, Asan Iqbal, Ollie Clegg, Adam Brown and Oliver Mulvey Walker. Those are your 35 finishers. We'll take a break, probably of about 5 minutes in terms of commentary, and we'll be back soon with more action here from the CLUB100 iRacing Championships. About to be in the air. There it is. Eyes on those lights. They're coming on 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. The KZ third heat is go. Good start for Albanese. He's going to hold the lead into turn 1 ahead of Gustafsson. The rest of the field filing through. Good start down into turn 2 and turn 3. The race result because of Mottram's penalty, but Daniel Munro has had this titanic duel with Rory O'Regan this year. It wasn't Rory's day, but it is Daniel Munro's day. Daniel Munro wins at Rye House and is champion for the 2nd year in a row in a CLUB100 Juniors category. Yeah, and always going to switch back here to the inside. That's a beautiful move by Reed on the inside through Park. Showed a bit of a dummy there to Carl Garnett. Brave stuff from the championship leader. That's him up to 3rd. As there is Hugo Schwarzer out of the race. Well, we were talking about Slater needing to outscore Schwarzer by 10 points. As Charlie Hart's off and into the grass, catches it up and somehow keeps himself in 2nd place and pointing in the right direction. Fernandez has lost the position. I think it's Seaworthen who's come through into 2nd place. What a moment. Push on these tyres. We've seen it throughout the weekend that the Maxxis compound really rewards a driver, but he's going to have to take a lot of energy out of himself and the cars as we look at a replay here of Martinez and Lysen side by side into turn 1. Wow. Really close there. Bit of contact between the two of them. And Martinez up on the curb. This is another replay. This time it's Craigie versus Martinez into the same portion of the circuit. There you see Martinez trying to go around the outside, gets off the rubbered in part of track, and that's where he loses out to Jack Eiler. Was right on the limit of adhesion for Schaufler. On the brakes down the inside, comes Dries van Langendonk, immediately retakes the lead at the next opportunity. Into turn 1, Menz is going to go down the inside. Big move from the Briton for Ricky Flynn Motorsport, and it's worked. Costoya goes through as well. Arias is now challenging Schaufler. It's all gone wrong for the Austrian. 3 laps to go, 2.5 laps to go. This is Dries van Langendonk's best opportunity now. He's got to go hard and break away from the rest of them, leave them fighting for 2nd place. Oh, it's down the inside, contact, and lets him back, he spins. And Schaufler retires both of them out, no points at all for the championship leader. Letimaki is absolutely furious. That is the risk.
Two championship rivals side by side. Ovington's got past Nicky Taylor, and now the sight that Alex Solly did not want to see this weekend. It started as an absolute disaster for Tom Ovington, retiring on lap 1 of race 1. Now he finds himself side by side with Alex Solly heading towards Copse Corner. Harry Hickton's trying to make an overtake as well on Jack Byrne there, and I think he's pulled it off through Copse Corner. Side by side once again between Solly and Ovington. Ovington takes a hop across the curve.
Moved by Buckley on Mackie. I think they're resigned to fighting for the last spot on the podium. Can Benjamin Maniac get another home victory? He looks to the inside, and there's the near contact there. Through goes Benjamin Maniac. What a move through turn 4. By side, they're wheel banging through turn 12. It's still not done. One more corner to go. Pradir down the inside. Has he carried too much speed? He's got the control. Thomas Pradir's going to take it on the line, but here comes Maniac. Maniac on the line, and he takes it. Benjamin Maniac wins it with a classic at Swearer by 0.015. It's a home victory for the Spaniard, and he takes the lead in the championship. What a finish. It's not bad for either of them to the inside. Pritchard Williams, that's going to bring Hunter back into play. Connington back into play. Higgins, Lilly, McQueen, Bishop, Garrity, Graham, Joshua Graham's back in this as well. That's down into Ashby. Teddy Pritchard Williams is trying to hold the ball up. Surely this is going to come to blows for someone. 3 wide. McQueen round the outside takes 4th place. That is experience. This is why he's been race winner in this race so many times, 3 times before. Can he find a way through? Back in comes Gilbert as well, over the curb again, jumping over that curb. Huge amounts of it taken by Guy Cunnington. There's going to be 3 more laps of this one, ladies and gentlemen, and we still don't know. We haven't a clue who's going to be Open Champion for 2024. Hunter to the outside!
Oh, no!
And goes across the grass. Pritchard Williams spins out, and it's gone because Macaulay Bishop, the winner of the junior race last year, with 2 laps to go, Hunter is out. That is it. The run for the last 2 years will not continue to 3, and it's 1, 2, 3 clear of the field. Gilbert defends the outside.
Bishop
around the outside. That is outrageous.
Goodness me.
The junior champion from last year has done thousands of overtakes round Wilton Mill over the years. That may well be the best one he's ever done. Welcome back, everybody, to live coverage of this this evening's Club 100 iRacing Championship action, round 1 of a new season here, and we've had 2 really good races to get us going for the start of the new season. You're not missing anything at the moment. We're just having what's a warm up, but also a bit of a warm down for the drivers and ourselves in the virtual commentary box as well. And yes, it's a good opportunity just to try some new things out. Say we're in the middle of a race session, it can be a bit daunting to, I'll try a different line here and see how this or that works or doesn't work. So some drivers will be out doing that at the moment. Some of them will just start getting a little bit of a breather before we go into race number 3. Apologies for some of the graphics details tonight. A very quick turnaround for the team here. So looks like I think we've got everybody in the right class now in terms of those graphics. As I say, I don't think we've missed anything. I don't actually think anyone has set a flying lap in this session. Race 3's start will be the order of the race to finish. So in fact, let's try and bring you that result again, just to give you the rundown of what the grid will look like. This is why I actually how to try and do these ones to that is going to work. Okay, we'll show the result of race number 1 then, because as we say, this is how that they will line up when we get to
get to things later on this evening. Axel Slijepcevic, 2 wins from 2. So right now, if you can win the third race, that'll be 240 points for one of the new drivers in the championship for this evening. But he hasn't had things all his own way. They say the very close result at the end of that last race, 0.079 of a second between the two of them. They haven't scored 0 points. In fact, can I make that change? Can I do that? No, it still says they've got no points. So apologies. This is me trying to find out all the things that Howard normally does. Axel Slijepcevic, as I say, 80 points from that first race. There is the grid. Oh dear. Oh, it's all gone. Oh dear. It's all gone horribly wrong. Don't blame the kit. It's the user that's completely got this all wrong. Let's do that. Pole position for this one will be Axel Slijepcevic, as we say. Max Andrews, Matt Swain, and Tom Saunders on the top 2 rows of the grid. Jack Hare, Sam Sanders, row 3. Rob Crawford, Joao Castro, row 4. Magnus Ridevold and Joao Castro will be on row number 1. Let's just put it on TV Mix just to make sure that we don't miss the start. Ridevold and Mitchell on row 5. It will then be Grossman and Knight on row number 6. Shawnee and Ady, the two pals there, on row number 7, ahead of Sam Spinell and Sean Patterson. Sam Dimolo and Cam Watson, row 9. Craig Brown, Simon Delamere, row 10. Matt Hale, Dan Cook on row 11. Yusuf Bin Sahel, after that late penalty, goes down to row 12, is alongside Rick Wong. Ward, Ellis, Athena Cooper, Kira Boylan, Whitehouse, Mignon, Adams and others all going then. I say it's such a big field, we didn't quite have a chance to read them all out as they head off down towards turn number 1 for the final time tonight on a first lap. It's looking good at the moment for Axel Slijepcevic at the front of the field. Will lead down towards the first major braking zone. You can see the red car of Andrews immediately up to P2. Oh dear, someone has gone flying off in the background. Was it Yusuf Bin Sahel? I think it might have been Yusuf Bin Sahel, who's hopefully still circulating out there. We have got all 35 drivers running in this one, which is very, very good to see. I think it might have been Yusuf who's had a problem there on the first lap. Oh yeah, just got collected into Matt Hale. Bit of a strange one there, but I don't think there's too much damage on the car for Yusuf, so he's got back onto the road. So Slijepcevic leads from Andrews, Swain, Saunders, Air. That top 5 that we've been talking about for a lot of this evening has been doing some good things so far tonight. Josh Mitchell down the inside of Ronald Grossman. That's for P9. Grossman will hold around the outside, hold on to that position. Thank you, Lawrence. I'm really glad to hear that you were enjoying the comms. I'm like an octopus tonight, and not a coordinated one. Pressing many buttons and hoping everything doesn't explode. Hopefully this doesn't explode. I think there's been a crash between Colin Ward and Eric Mignon. This is going down the back straight. What's happened here? Oh dear! Oh, that's a big incident. Now that was one of the rookies. I think that was the 316 of Athena Cooper, either with no brakes. That was a very, very strange one. Into Colin Ward, who then was into Eric Mignon. Both of them innocent bystanders in all of that. I'm just going to watch that back again on the phone. That's just checking that everything's okay. Sorry, it was Athena into Eric, and then Eric into Colin. But wow, that's really unlucky for all 3 drivers. I wondered if that might have been some kind of problem with kit, because that just looked like a driver had no brakes at all. Athena Cooper has headed to pit lane. Here's a good scrap. This is for 13th place. Magnus Ridevold, Peter Knight and Sam Spinell, all 11th, 12th and 13th places. Adam Brown is on an absolute tear through the field as well. He's already up to P22. He's one of, at the moment, only 4 premiers registered for the championship And one of them isn't racing tonight, folks, because he's got a broken shoulder and many other things. Best wishes to Mr. Hicks to get himself recovered. I'm sure he is doing. He's banned from the attic, ladies and gentlemen. He's banned from ascending up to the attic. That's why he can't race. But there we go. We hope Hicks is back on the grid for Sebring. And it does mean if you are a Prem, you know who you are. You know, because we put the driver categorisation out for everybody. There's a few of you clubmans from last year who did very well, and you've been moved up to Premier, and now you don't want to play anymore because you think you're going to get destroyed by certain individuals who haven't signed up for the championship at all. So this year you actually have a chance. Come on, get signed up. There's 5 more places to go before we get to Sebring in 2 weeks' time. Come on, you know you want to. Anyway, end of lap number 2. Axel Slijepcevic leads this race, but as he's pretty much done throughout the course of the night, he's been locked in a 1/10 of a second duel with Max Andrews. Matt Swain's still there in 3rd. Tom Saunders has just set the fastest lap of the race, though, and still early stages of this one, but P4 at the moment for Saunders. Looks like Athena Cooper has made it back to the pits on the towing front and is now back out on circuit, albeit will be 1 lap off the overall lead. Apologies that we've got 2 examples of Slijepcevic on the tower for the classes up there. I don't know why it's doing that. I think it might be because it's for like overall position or something. We'll try and get that fixed for Sebring. Here we are on board with Matthew Shawnee. John Adey just ahead of us. 2 drivers both in the intermediate category now. Quick on board there with Sam Dimolo, who's been doing very nicely in the intermediates tonight. I was about to mention, as we had John and Adey on the screen, John Adey and Matthew Shawnee on the screen there, they both came in through the BUKC iRacing trophy, which is something a little bit different that we did about 18 months ago. As I say, we've got a really, really good admin team now together and trained up for starting and running these competitions. Hardest bit of the season for admin team has been done now, getting through round 1. So if you've got any suggestions for what kind of competitions you would like us to run in the future, time dependent and volunteer dependent, of course, as well. They can't run everything just like that, but if you've got an idea of the kind of series that you'd want us to run when this championship season ends, let us know, because the team will probably look to start organising things in about a month's time, or start the work behind the scenes to organise things from a month's time to then the dream is to have all year round a CLUB100 iRacing of some description. We have had requests for a Formula series. We used to have formulas as part of this. We had F3 for one season, we had F4 for another. It was a little bit crashy. Wing end plates flying off everywhere, and people weren't happy. So we went back to just sports cars where you can nerf them around a little bit. But we could run one of those. We really want to do a team endurance kind of thing. So something like with LMP3s and GT4s. So if any of those perk your ear, or if you've got any other ideas, let us know in the Discord, and we'll see what we can do. Good move there by Rick Wong down the inside. Gains a position. If the idea is, can you run something on Assetto Corsa or Le Mans Ultimate? I'm not saying no, but this admin team don't know how to run a league on those platforms. If you want to put yourself forward to be the person to run those leagues on those platforms, sure, get in contact with us, but that's the response to that one. Anyway, there's a race going on. 7.5 minutes gone of this 25-minute third race of the evening. Still Slijepcevic leading. Have been a couple of incidents out there. Oh, now has there been a problem for Sam Dimolo out there? What's happened to Sam? This is again down into the hairpin. Pink and yellow car. Oh, he's over to rotated on the rear axle. Spins round. Hopefully nobody hits him. Sam does the correct thing of driving away from the traffic to recover. Gets back on track. No damage, but will have lost probably about 7 or 8 positions in all of that. Yeah, he's fallen down to 23rd place.
Meanwhile, back at the front of the order, it's getting tasty for the race lead again. Slijepcevic still ahead of Andrews. Swain, but it's a much bigger group this time. Look, the group with Castro, Sanders, Crawford, Grossman, they're all still there. They're not a long way behind. Michael Boylan would like TCR and GT4. That's a nice idea. We did run TCR in one of the, I want to say the second season of this championship. We ran with MX-5s, TCRs and GT3s. They all whinged about the front wheel drive, but I quite like the TCRs, so yeah, you might be onto something there, Michael. And the GT4s are pretty good as well. Oh, incident in the background. Ronald Grossman's had an off. What was the trigger of that? This was just coming out of the S's. Around towards the back straight. One of the Paragon Apollo cars. Oh, that's a driver in two minds there. Just went round. Now, which one of them was that? Was that Sam or was that Murray? Apologies, I didn't quite catch which one it was because they're both in Clubman and they've both got very similar liveries. But either way, Grossman spun around there, and I don't think there'll be too much damage on the car, but Grossman is now down to 12th place. Looks like Craig Brown's had a problem as well. This was a couple of laps ago. What happened to Craig, I wonder? This was coming towards the end of the lap. You just see them there with the blue car and the green. Oh dear, that's gone wrong. That's gone very wrong for Craig Brown. Well, he's not got a lasting advantage from that, but he has got damage. Quite a lot of damage, and he's missed the pit lane entry. So Craig's going to be going round again. I'm not quite sure what was going on at that point. Whether that was a driver just getting in two minds, but either way, that is suboptimal for Craig Brown there. So the other car that he hit doesn't have too much damage and can continue in this race. 10.5 minutes to go. Oh, sorry, 10.5 minutes gone. 14.5 minutes remaining of this race. Not too many changes at the front, but we've seen that across the course of the evening so far. Get the feeling that with these top five that they're wanting to keep working together just to reduce the numbers game. Castro and Sanders are not out of this yet. They're not at a distance where once the top five start fighting, well, they're going to fight anyway because Andrews is going to go down the inside of Slijepcevic. And is he able to take the race lead? Slijepcevic has run very wide there. It's triggered a small little yellow flag in the region. Ooh, now Slijepcevic down the inside. Is there a bit of an argument there that Slijepcevic has gone off the road and used track limits to a lasting advantage? That's going to get interesting as well. Andrews now has his turn to run wide out onto the curb. That's brought more players back into this battle. Swain round the outside, looking for a way through. This could be a bit of trouble for Slijepcevic in terms of his unbeaten record, because if he falls down to third place on the road, he's then going to be at the mercy of the likes of Saunders and Air, and down the inside. Oh, contact between Swain and Slijepcevic. Here comes Saunders as well in the all-white car with the blue roll frame there. The roll cage. Air's going to give a bit of a bump. We've got some NASCAR all of a sudden. NASCAR's been dropped from the calendar this year, but it seems to have returned in the MX-5s at Navarra. Castro may get involved as well. Slijepcevic is in a very tricky position here on the outside. Could lose 2 or 3 positions. Air's going to go wheel to wheel with him now. Now there might be a corner where Slijepcevic can get back into line. This is great stuff again. New set of drivers for this year's CLUB100 iRacing Championship. Same fierce, firm racing spirit. Down the inside goes Swain. Another one of the rethink cars there. Slijepcevic just about holding on to third place. I tell you what, Saunders and Andrews are not galloping away here. We're on board with Matt Swain. That's Jack Air just ahead of us. The purple details on his rethink racing machine. Slijepcevic out wide again. Needs to be careful. Surely he's going to be picking up some 1Xs in all of this. We have seen drivers be penalised for running into the 17X limit for incidents in one of these single 25-minute races. Have they now got themselves calmed down and into an order? Yes, I think they have, and that means we can have another little look at what's happened to Daniel Cook out there. Daniel currently, where is Daniel running? He's currently running in 26th place. Just over at the rear end of the Mazda MX-5 at the moment on iRacing. Looks very twitchy. Daniel does the right thing just to hold there. That's a decent recovery, nice and safe. Everybody knew what he was doing there, and that is all absolutely fine. Glad to hear it, Michael. Great to have the younger drivers starting to join the series as well. Really, really good to see that support coming in. I'd love to do more for the younger drivers and giving them more opportunities to not just learn their own racecraft, but also learn the racecrafts against some of the senior drivers. I mean, it's one of the things that a junior driver, whether it be in CLUB100 or in owner racing, it's one of the most difficult things for them to grasp at times, is the different style of racing that you get when you get to a senior level. And doing it in the sim world is not a bad place to learn. There's a lot of similarities to this style of racing to what we see in the senior CLUB100 ranks in real life. 14.5 minutes of this race to go, 10.5 remaining now. So we've got a new race leader for this one. We've got a new second place as well. Jack Eyre also looking very, very close to the rear bumper of Axel Slijepcevic. Has Slijepcevic got a bit of damage from earlier in this race? There's been a bit of paint traded back and forth. Swain's still there as well, running in P5. May have been a moment for Sean Patterson. We'll come to that in a moment. On board once again with Matt Swain, just coming through and out of sector number 2. Thoughts in the comments. What do you think about Navarra as a race circuit? Personally, I've quite enjoyed it tonight. I think it's produced some good racing. We kind of threw it in there because it was a free track. As I say, we knew it would look okay on the stream. Apologies if there's any kind of little glitches on the stream tonight. There's a lot of firsts being run tonight. New location for DDMM HQ. First time yours truly has been pressing all the buttons without the help of Howard. All sorts going on. But no, I hope you've enjoyed it. Streams will get better and better as the season goes on. Now that we've got the, as I say, the admin heavy task of round 1 out of our systems. If you're new around here as well, why not give that subscribe button a press? Really does help us out. Can we reach 1,000 subscribers this season? We'll wait and see. As we mentioned, Sean Patterson has had a problem out there. Let's have a look and see what happened to Sean. There was a Rethink Racing car off the road there. Oh dear! Oh, 3 into 1 didn't go there. I think Adam Brown was involved in that, and one of the Flying Carrots as well. Sean's got back on the circuit. I hope he's not got damage there, and lives to fight another day. Where has Adam Brown got up to meanwhile? Adam Brown's got up to 16th place. So yeah, I think that was Adam Brown and John Ailey having that moment with Sean Patterson. We're back on board. Were on board with Matt Swain. This top 5 have broken away again, just in a subtly different order to what they were before. Through the infield section once again. There is Axel Slijepcevic. Now has there been another problem for Sam Spinale? I think there has been. What has happened? Sam's had a really, really tough night tonight. Some great speed, but a fair bit of bad luck. This is coming through the infield section. Again, back end of the car. It's even catching out some of our more experienced drivers. That's a nice recovery from Sam Spinale, but drops him down another number of positions. End of lap number 9 then, on to lap 10. Keep an eye on Castro and Sanders. Again, they're not out of this yet. As Slijepcevic looking to the outside there. That's going to be an ambitious run. I think he was trying to get the overlap with Saunders for this part of the circuit on your screens now, where it then starts to bend to the left. And given the advantage on the run down the hill, but that was not going to happen on that occasion. Saunders, wise to it, holds the line, holds second place. As we mentioned a couple of times tonight, if you want to be on the grid, eligibility is as follows. Any driver who has a past or present record of racing in Club 100, a past or present racing record in the British Universities Karting Championship, a current racer in the British Pro Kart Endurance Championship, a relation, a dad, a mum, an auntie, an uncle, an older brother, a significant part of any of the above's racing career. That's one particularly for the families with representatives, say, in the cadets who are under the age of 13. To stress that again, under the age of 13, you shouldn't be on iRacing. It's against iRacing's terms of service. And we know who you are. We know if you've had your 13th birthday yet or not. So yeah, if you're a mum or a dad of a 10-year-old cadet, for example, you are eligible. If you're the member of a BUKC affiliated university society, you are eligible, the way I explained that one. If you are a member of the University of Birmingham Motor Racing Club, you are eligible. If you're just a member of UB Racing, the former student team, you're not eligible. If you're a member of both, you are eligible. And the last one, of course, if you've got a Motorsport UK eSports free license, just something that allows us to do a check and know who you are, then you're eligible for this championship as well. Of course, if you want to win the prizes, particularly those Club 100 free races next year, it is your responsibility to make sure that you can do that. So make sure that you've passed your license, your KX license test, and all of that to make sure that you can race. As we say, over on thesimgrid.com/communities /Club100 Racing, all as one word. That's where you can get signed up. We've got 5 places left as things stand for the rest of the season. Oh, bit of an internet drop out there for Andrews. Shouldn't worry too much about that at this stage. Unfortunately, it's been a problem for Tim Ellis. Let's have a look at what's happened to Tim. So this was with Matt Hale and Rick Wong. Ooh, Tim's gone for a big one down the inside. Just lost the back end. That was nearly a really good move, and then clipped by Rick Wong as well. Oh, that's unfortunate for both Tim and Rick. Oh, that was nearly a really good move from another one of our new drivers, one of the new clubmans, down the inside of the experienced Matt Hale. Matt gave him a good amount of room there. They just lost control at the end there. That meant he got spat out. So, not long in this race to go then. 21.5 minutes gone. I think we'll have 2 more laps here. Can Max Andrews hold on to what would be a first race victory in the Club 100 iRacing Championship? It's gone hard to drivers right, holding the line down towards the first couple of corners. Looks like he's got this part of the circuit down pretty well. Saunders there, P2. Hasn't looked unfazed at the prospect of Axel Slijepcevic, who, all 3 of these drivers have made a really, really big impact on their Club 100 iRacing debuts. Looking set for a really, really competitive season. I think Rick Wong, by the way, has had further problems, has gone into pit lane and being shown a penalty flag on our screens. But we'll keep with this battle, this top 5. At least for the next couple of corners, not just try and capture a couple more. But I'd say again, Castro and Sanders are not far behind here. This could be 7 drivers fighting on the last lap. Slijepcevic looking around the outside of Saunders once again. Well covered off by Tom Saunders. And once again, there's traffic coming into the last lap of the race. Who's that up ahead? I think it might be Athena Cooper, who's a little bit further up the road than these drivers. Needs to be aware of the blue flags. Doesn't want to be an overly influencing part of the finale to this race. Oh, good, well, yeah, mostly good driving there from Athena. I think there was a little bit unexpected for the drivers behind, but she kept off the road, she kept to drivers left and pulled over to one side. Slijepcevic has taken the opportunity. That may have distracted Saunders a bit there. Saunders runs wide. Needs to be careful there to not be seen by the stewards as taking advantage of track limits. Over the line once again. Last lap board will have been out this time. Lap time's currently coming in just short of 2 minutes. 3 wide towards turn 1 in the last race of the night. Is this Jack Eyre pulling through with all of his experience? Yes, it is. What a piece of driving that is by Jack Eyre. Oh, but he's not quite kept control of the next corner. Slijepcevic is now on the inside, or will become the outside for the next corner. Slijepcevic tries to chop down, finds Tom Saunders there in the way. That's going to give Matt Swain an opportunity to get through, and he has got through. This is great if you're cheering on Max Andrews, because Max Andrews is gone, and away it's 3 wide again as they sweep round turn 4. Oh, on board with Axel Slijepcevic. That's all getting a little bit rough in the middle of the circuit. Oh, big hit, and Sam Sanders is pitched round. Sam Sanders pitched round on the final lap of the race. He's going to be falling down the order in this one. Slijepcevic as well. At the moment, it's the clubmen who are all going to win this. There's a much bigger another scrap, shall we say, going on between Grossman and Brown on the last lap of the circuit. Ridevold's going to take advantage of that down the inside. Wow, there's going to be some things to review at the end of this one. We'll keep with it because, as I say, actually no, well, let's have I think we've got just enough time to have a look at the incident between Slijepcevic and Sanders from another angle. Well, all of them I think were off the road there, and it's just at this point here that Sam Sanders and Slijepcevic get together. They hold themselves. Oh, there was a clash there. Josh Mitchell was involved as well, but coming round to finish this one, Max Andrews, well, he got the move done earlier on in the race. That was the key part of the race that is going to give Max Andrews race victory, and with Slijepcevic further down the field, may well be the championship lead after round 1 here at Navarra. Jack Eyre P2, Matt Swain on the race podium P3, Tom Saunders P4 ahead of Joao Castro in the top 5. Rob Crawford has got to be rookie of the night, P6 in that one. 7th for Slijepcevic, Mitchell, Sanders, Spinale all in the top 10. More drivers coming over the line. Oh, I think Yusuf Bin Sahels had the black flag on the last lap again. Second race in a row that looks to have happened to Yusuf. Rest of them coming over the line. Really good night's racing here. Hope the drivers have all enjoyed it. As I say, there's been a few bumps and scrapes, but that's to be expected on the first round of the season. Do think we've got everybody over the line. In fact, no, we've got 2 more drivers just to come over the line. Eric Mignon around the final corner. And I think you've got Rick Wong still out there as well. Rick Wong's on the line there. Nope, I do think we have got everyone home and correct. So let's have a look at the race result then for the last time tonight. Max Andrews takes a first win, a maiden win in the CLUB100 iRacing Championship. Jack Eyre P2, Matt Swain, Tom Saunders, Joao Castro all in the top 5. 5 clubman drivers all in the top 5. I don't think we've seen that before. Rob Crawford, yep, we're going to be keeping an eye on you, Rob, in terms of being a rookie. I don't think you're going to be a rookie for a very long time in this series. P6 in that one, consistently up in and around the top 10 all night. Axel Slijepcevic P7, Josh Mitchell, Sam Sanders and Sam Spinale all in the top 10. Cam Watson P11 ahead of Peter Knight. Peter, I don't think you're going to be a rookie for much longer either, mate. It's soon moving up to at least intermediate. Magnus Ridevold P13 ahead of a recovering Adam Brown. Great drive there from Adam up to 14th. 15th for Matthew Shawnee. That is going to be a first intermediate race win for Matthew Shawnee. Really, really good work there
from one of the drivers promoted up after their efforts in 2024-2025. John Ady second in the Inters with that P16. Murray Adams, difficult night for Murray, P17 in the end in that one. 18th for Sean Patterson, who had a fairly quiet night, but a good night nonetheless, of only 30 seconds off the race leaders for a rookie. That's a very good performance indeed. Ronald Grossman in 19th ahead of Sam Dimolo. Sam must have scored a good number of intermediate points tonight. Good start to the season for Sam. Simon Delamere, I think, as well. A good number of points in the rookie category. P21 ahead of Daniel Cook, David Whitehouse, Matt Hale, and Kira Boylan. Kira Boylan improved a lot from the first race to the third race, P25, breaking through there. Colin Ward, 26th ahead of Tim Ellis, Aslan Iqbal, Yusuf bin Sahel again drops down the order, so not quite keeping in control of those incident points, and that's cost Yusuf a lot of points here tonight. Eric Mignon, 30th on the lead lap. Good step forward there for Eric as well, especially after a tough start to the race. Off the lead lap was Rick Wong, Athena Cooper, Craig Brown, Ollie Clegg, and Oliver Mulvey Walker. Well, there we go. That's the end of the first round. As I say, well, this is the point at which I press more buttons in the background. Let's go across to SimGrid. And again, for the whole season, yes, the next race is an MX5, is a GT3 race, but all of the initial registrations for the championship are done through the MX5 rounds. Once you've paid your entry fee, easy for me to say, of £30 for the whole season, that goes into the ever-growing prize pot as well, helps to keep the league running strong. You will then be manually added by the admin team into the GT3 events. But I can declare that the entries for round 2 and onwards are now open over on the SimGrid website. So all you need to do is head across to www.thesimgrid.com /communities/Club100 Racing. Club100 Racing spelled as all one word. There you will see in the browse events the CLUB100 iRacing Championship 2025-26 MX5 rounds. Register in through there. We've got 5 places left. It says 3, but 2 drivers haven't paid. Your entry is confirmed on a first come first served basis of payment. So we've got 5 places left to take us to our max of 50. We may extend that up beyond 50 as the season goes on. We just wanted to keep it at 50 because we've never tested more than 50 cars on track at the same time with the new big boy PC, and we don't want to blow it up from a broadcast perspective. But it's run pretty well tonight, so we may move that 50 up to 60 if we think that on average on the grid we're going to get 40 to 50 drivers per night. But either way, at the moment the cap is 50, so there's definitely 5 places left. If you want to be on the grid for Sebring in 2 weeks' time for the first GT3 race, get your entries in now. And if you wanted a little sprinkle of something more to entice you, we have also taken the car restriction choices away. So it doesn't matter what class you're in, Premier, Clubman, Intermediate, Rookie, you can run whatever GT3 car you want. The only restriction we have is if you're in the Intermediate or the Rookie class, so it doesn't become a spending marathon and a spending war on iRacing. You're allowed to change your nominated GT3 car once. If you're in Premier and Clubman, you're probably an alien. You probably have all the GT3 cars already, so you have free choice. So that's all the details. I say www.thesimgrid.com /communities/Club100 Racing. Get signed up for Sebring in 2 weeks' time. And with that, I think we close out tonight's broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you have enjoyed it. Keep your comments coming in. Keep your ideas for future series coming in. And we'll see you very soon, 2 weeks' time, as I say, each Tuesday every fortnight through all the way to the early part of March. We'll be here, apart from Christmas week. And thank you very, very much for joining us here tonight. Thank you for all the comments and the support. It's been really, really good to see. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you again very, very soon.